Hey guys, Timster here with another video, and if you want to buy all of the tanks in World of Tanks Blitz, you're going to need a serious amount of credits. So today I'm going to show you what I think is one of the best methods for making credits in this game, and I hope you guys enjoy. So right off the bat, we're going to be talking about the tanks first of all, then the equipment, ammunition, consumables, and camouflage, and then what to do and what not to do in a game. Let's start with the tanks. Starting with the premium tanks that of course make you more money. The T-34 as well as the I-6, those things will make you it prints credits, quite literally, it prints credits. Of course there is the Type 59, but that thing you can't actually get right now. I don't know if it'll come out, but this is also a very good credit maker, so keep that in mind in case it does come out in the future. Now let's go over the non-premium tanks. The three non-premium tanks that are the most well known, again, are the Panzer III-4, the Yak Panther, and the T-43. Those are going to be your go-to tanks if you want to be making credits. They're the most well known, again. A general rule of thumb is any tank from tier 5 to tier 7 will make a good amount of credits and will be a good credit grinder. So if you have a favorite tank between those tiers 5 and 7, you can go ahead and you can choose that as your credit grinder, because most of the time what you do good in personally, that is where you will make the most credits. But enough about the tanks. Now we're going to move on to all those, plus signs that we have there. Well, let's start with the equipment first of all. The equipment you want to be getting for all your tanks, premium tanks and non-premium tanks, is definitely going to be the enhanced gun laying drive, the medium caliber tank gun rammer, as well as the improved ventilation class 2. These are going to be the best ways to do more damage in a battle. As for camouflage, I do not recommend getting camouflage. That's just a personal preference, because in Blitz, you don't really need camouflage as much as you do in the PC version. I know in the PC version it's extremely essential to have good camouflage ratings because there's a lot of sneaking and hiding and everything. But in Blitz you have small maps, fast battles. It's not as essential, and I personally don't think 2,000 credits is worth every single battle is worth 3 to 4% boost, I think it is. So I do not think camouflage is actually worth it if you're trying to make credits. So now that that's set, let's move on to the ammunition here. This is going to change from the non-premium and premium, and so is the consumables. For the non-premium tanks like this T-43 we have going on here, AP is the standard round you should be using in all non-premium tanks. You can go ahead and equip some APCR in a scenario where it's the last enemy tank standing and you want to finish it off and win the game. That is the only reason you should bring APCR if you're trying to make credits, because APCR as a non-premium tank will cut your profits. You will lose money every time you use APCR in a non-premium. Now, talking about the IS-6, is it worth getting APCR? It definitely is. For most players that have been playing the game a long time, you might know that APCR is essential in the IS-6. It just is. So I'm actually going to be taking more APCR than the standard AP, and this actually does work out alright because the IS-6 is a premium tank, so even if you're using APCR you will be making credits. I just want you guys to keep in mind that you will be making 3 times less credits for every APCR shot than every AP shot. For every 3 APCR shots, you only need 1 AP shots to make the same amount of credits. That's an actual statistic, guys. And of course I'm going to have some HE here. But yeah, you can be a little more lenient for the premium tanks in terms of APCR. Just again, try to limit yourself if you're actually trying to make credits. And now let's move on to the consumables. Probably one of the most debated topics, in my case anyway. Some people don't really think this is a debate. But let's start with the non-premium tanks. For the non-premium tanks, you want to go ahead, get those first 3 basic consumables there. And I want to stress that you do not want to be rapid firing onto these buttons, even though you can only do it 3 times. Once your track breaks, it's alright in certain situations. You don't want to be just going, oh, repair, repair, repair. Oh, first aid kit, first aid kit. You want to limit yourself on using these consumables. Bring them like in certain situations. If your gun's damaged, you definitely want to fix that. If your track's damaged, doesn't really matter at most scenarios. Some scenarios it will. Now for premium tanks, it's a lot different. You can go a little, you can spend a little more credits on your premium tanks because they make a lot more credits. And here I'm going to take the multi-purpose restoration pack. I'm going to get actually adrenaline and repair kit for the added benefit of if I get tracked 2 times, which happens a lot. Even though there are some stressful situations, try to use them as little as possible, because a lot of people use these consumables when they just don't need to. And that's going to basically do it for the consumables, ammunition, and equipment. So now let's get into the actual gameplay. The best way to make credits in a battle is to do damage. That is right. There are other ways such as spotting and capping, but doing damage will get you the most credits. You damage one single tank, you will get more credits than if you had capped the base to max and spotted all 7 enemy tanks on the other team. Capping and spotting, I'm sorry guys, it's just not, sure you get credits, but it's like pennies. If you're winning and you know it's safe and you want to focus on making credits, just go for the damage, okay? Kills do not make you any money, and you want to keep that in mind. Another small tip is that when you track someone, you will get 50% of the credits. So again, if you're winning and it's endgame, what you want to do is basically just track the tank you're trolling or whatever your whole team is shooting, so that when your allies shoot that tank, you will also get 50% of the damage they do accounted for your credit damage. Okay, so now let's get on to the general rule of thumb of what you want to be doing every single game in a particular tank. Now this is a general rule for all tanks. Keep in mind that heavies are going to want to be, of course, a little more aggressive and take the team in charge. Tank destroyers want to take up more camping roles in the battle, and mediums, of course, are support tanks. And talking about support tanks, that is one of the best ways to make credits, is to be a support tank. And to do that, you basically want to follow your team around. Don't go on the opposite side. That's never a good idea. Always stick with your team. And the reason for that is they're going to be spotting tanks for you. They're going to be taking hits for you and stuff like that. So you want to use your team members to basically A, stay alive, and B, doing effective damage to those enemy tanks. That's what support fire is all about. Of course, staying alive is it's kind of a selfish move because your teammates might be dying in a scenario, but you will still be able to do that support fire and kill them. That's the big difference with camping and support fire. Support fire, you're moving around, getting to a position, and supporting your allies. Camping is staying in one position. Again, this is not camping, this is support fire. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and it taught you a lot about, at least you learned a couple neat tricks about how to make more credits. And if you did, please make sure to leave a like if this video helped. It does mean a lot. And thanks for watching, and catch you guys next time. Peace. Oh, and I almost forgot. Get your IS-6 today for a small price of $6 million. Call 134-656-3891 for your free trial today.